Thank you again, and congratulations. Okay, moving on in our agenda, number 2, visitor comments. We do not have anyone signed in for visitor comments. So moving on to number 3, minutes. A motion to approve the minutes from April 12th, 2021. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Any questions? All those in favor? Opposed? And abstentions? I'm sorry? Oh, okay. So we have Kathy Parsons abstained. Oh, Mr. Dimick abstained. Okay, do you have that, Ms. Cole? Okay. Moving on to the superintendent's report. 4A, the first reading of new policy. Motion to approve the first reading of new policy 218.5, students convicted or adjudicated of sexual assault, which was discussed in our workshop, at our last workshop. Can I have a motion, please?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And abstentions? I'm sorry, I took that right out from you. That was the superintendent's report, sorry.
That's quite all right. So sorry. You can have it. No, I do just want to add, though, to that item that the impetus for adding that policy was a requirement, a state change in legislature that requires us to have that policy. That's why you see a policy of that nature on this agenda. There was a change that requires all districts now to have the policy. So that's why we had added that one.
Sorry about that.
That's
So,
fine.
Dr. Evanson, would you like to go on to 4B then?
Sure. Okay, so as you know, we have for a while now been working through construction plans from the very beginning when you first heard about facility studies, all the way through to multiple presentations that we've had. And now we're at the exciting phase. Now we're at the point where we have Heather Schmidt and Russ Pascala from Spillman Farmer, who are the architects who we've been working with on this project. And they have some information to share about the design work that's happened so far and about some of the ideas and some of the creativity that they're bringing to the project and some of the fun things we can continue to look forward to as we move through this phase. And it's important as we go through this to remember, as with any design process, there are many, many phases. And so what you see now, if we come back in a couple of years, you're probably not going to see exactly the same thing in real life because there are going to be changes. There are going to be things, as we move through the design process. But this is your kind of first chance to get a really good look at where the design process is right now and hear from both of them. So I will turn it over to Russ.
We're happy to be here to present this our first sort of pass at this design. So we have a high school renovation project in addition, and also Libertyville addition and renovations. So we are kind of at the end of schematic design, and we've been working with the committee for the past several months. And our next step is to actually take the design back to the principal and the teachers. That'll be the next stage to sort of refine and really get down to the weeds and make sure that we have everything covered. So in general terms, we're going to kind of go over both projects, and we're going to start with the high school. So what's in front of you on the board is kind of a larger, enlarged plan of the site plan of the high school. If I could get you orientated, the precedent is on the right, and Route 33 is up on the left. The gray area is the existing high school, and then the blue is the proposed auditory addition. As you can see, it's a fairly compact addition, and it has very little site impact. The only thing that the major impact is the connector road, the existing connector road between the loop road and the bus turnaround circle. So we have to push that further to the side. The lobby of the auditorium will face the current courtyard, where the flagpole is in your current entrance to that. And we have to modify parking lot D a little bit, and parking lot F, we're losing about 13 parking spots, but we're proposing a new parking lot G, so you'll get a net increase of about 30 parking spots. The second advantage of parking lot G is that the queuing for the parent drop-off and pickup will actually go through parking lot G and loop around, as opposed to turning left into that visitor parking lot right off the loop road. The other thing we've done, we've put a third lane for that drop-off and pickup, so other vehicles can get by as parents are queuing up to get their kids out. So, site plan wise, like I said, there's not a whole lot of impact other than why we're putting that addition. Again, the floor plan, we are currently in the cafeteria, but you can see the blue area is the proposed auditorium theater renovation, and the purple area is the renovated area. So again, the concept here is of course, budget minded, make sure we take advantage of the different aspects, the different things that we have to provide into the design. Again, with a good budget, but reusing the existing spaces as opposed to building new spaces. So here we're building a new theater, but we're renovating the existing stage and theater and music department into other spaces. Also in the budget is HVAC upgrades for all the classroom areas. So new HVAC systems for that to take care of some of those issues. So this is, again, the main group, we're putting a new secure entrance, basically the same location where your current visitor entrance is. And then there's a small conference center off of that. So any visitors during the day that come to see a staff or a guidance counselor, administrator, or teacher, they would meet in that secured sort of conference area as opposed to having free reign through the school. Obviously, if there's somebody going to teach a class or as a visitor or something, they have to get to that classroom. Any sort of visitor, parent visitor, would be in that conference area. The theater area, again, the lobby faces that sort of courtyard area, which again gives us the opportunity to create a little bit more of a recognizable entrance because of how deep that secure entrance is back from the road. We're proposing about 1,000 seat theater, and again, that's approximately this, actually fine tune that a little bit more. And the stage in the backstage area is larger than what you currently have now. The existing auditorium and the stage area then will become music department with the requirements of duress for a larger band room, more practice rooms, storage, and those sort of things. And then the last piece of the puzzle is the STEM collaboration area. And again, this was sort of space that we took advantage of where we could actually move your current tech ed or area up to that area and utilize that space as additional teaching space. So with that, I'll turn it over to
Okay. So as Russ had mentioned, there's potential for this STEAM area collaboration space. And again, we're still just kind of throwing some ideas out. But there's such a great opportunity that we see that comes from higher ed down into your secondary education is this idea of, which stands for science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. Most people are aware that arts is now becoming a huge part of that collaboration process in the STEAM. So it's very important that we're trying to teach the kids in secondary this process of collaborating because that is what they will go through into college. So it's a better transition for them into college. So, you have this great opportunity to kind of take on that phase. And what that does is that by moving, which is that tealish area at top, is your current tech ed, as it's referred to, that has your engineering, your CAD space, and a wood workshop that is not currently used. It's kind of stores pieces. So the idea of bringing this, combining it with the arts, brings this kind of synergy of collaboration, kind of more what you're seeing. You're seeing a lot of that now, as a cause of COVID. So, we're seeing a lot more work sharing. And what this does is it creates opportunity to have more valuable real estate space for your classrooms, and then these multiple departments can come together and work together versus having singly signed spaces. So this would be a blow up. Again, these spaces are just kind of ideas of potential that we kind of just want to show you what, process of thinking could be. And this would be that area we were just talking about, the theme. We do know the high school has Project Lead the Way. I believe it's finishing up its second year. This is a great opportunity to bring that to this space and include maybe some arts if possible. So looking at these spaces that is broken up, where you see the A and B, and this potentially could be the engineering suite. Currently, right now, your engineering classroom is not kind of geared for what is being taught. It has traditional kind of like building countertops on the edge, but maybe there's ways to kind of bring that to a correct environment. Then has the opportunity to collaborate with maybe the engineering suite. As you can see, there's glass, there's doors, maybe they open up. And then we move into a STEM space. So what that could do is visually, currently right now, this is kind of the band area with the clear story. As you can see, this could be the engineering suite with a traditional kind of idea of how it's being taught, but very flexible in its furniture. You have that great transparency into the other classrooms. You're encouraging the students to collaborate and to work together. You're teaching the teachers to be part of this new generation of thinking. And, there's the opportunity that where these kids can have movable furniture, and, it makes this place very flexible. It makes this space where it's not just assigned for one program. It can be assigned for several programs and everybody working together. This is just showing you, the sight lines. You have the visibility. Teachers have more of a flexible way of teaching. Students can kind of, again, go from class to class, kind of what you see in college, kids collaborating. Again, we're just trying to show visions and thought processes that are available for these spaces. Looking at C and D, C is a potential maker space that can be utilized also with robotics. So now you have this equipment that currently right now is scattered throughout, coming to one spot. So that's all the classrooms. Even the literature, language arts can come and use equipment. Again, trying to work in a balance with the arts. This could be your maker space. The maker space is, the equipment that you currently have, but just locating it into one spot. It could be a spot for your robotics team to come here and do their storage and their small builds. But then you can see looking into maybe a fab lab, and the fab lab is just new terminology for woodworking workshop now. So again, you're showing that synergy of everybody kind of coming together, working together, creating space. But what it does from a budget on a project is you're double utilizing, triple utilizing a space versus having it assigned to a program that does not use that space all day long. That's just showing you more flexibility. The yellow area is the build area. You can have, instead of having a prop build storage, a robotics build area, a fab lab build area. Everybody would share a build area and hopefully work together to build, the props. Maybe robotics helping the art, but again, teaching people to collaborate. The units would be flexible, movable. Maybe they move their storage in and out of spaces, but again, focusing on multi-utilized space. Theater. This is something else that we talked about. This here is a potential view of what this theater could be. This is a traditional theater with the fixed seats. We talked about, other than a performance, could it be a concert hall? What's a way to make this space more than just a fixed theater seat, great floor? It's a very sensitive space, very underutilized because the seats are fixed. So what if there was an actual light in there and it kind of brought it into more of a concert hall that where you embrace it, or more of a lecture hall? That's an option. We looked at that. What if half the theater was fixed and the other half of the theater was retractable seated? By making that second half of the theater retractable, it opens you up for more opportunities, such as you now have this large space. This large space can easily hold 90 students. For testing. It could be a full-size ring for the robotics. It could be a place for seminars. But what it does is it takes a very expensive fixed seat theater and gives you more opportunities and flexibility. Again, maximizing your construction costs so that you have space more utilized, because it is a space that tends to not be used most of the day. So really quickly update on Liberty Bell. Liberty Bell, mostly on this plan, is focusing on the site. There was some site circulation issues currently now. You have a lot of commingling of traffic between bus, parent, visitor, student drop-off, pickup. Kind of gets a little crazy. So here, what this does is it completely separates that multi-traffic area zone. So you have the bus and the AM and the PM completely separated from the traffic. You have the parent, which is pink, also completely separated in the morning and evening pickup. It has the kids not crossing streets to get into the school. It will not require as many safety stops. It will just speed up the process in the morning and evening. And then the teal area is the visitor traffic. Again, completely separating everybody from commingling. The green is just deliveries and the orange is just event carpet. But the main focus here is the site and fixing kind of sort of those dangerous zones of traffic. From an overall plan, the yellow is the addition. There will be renovations in the white areas. Focus here, priority number one is secured entrance. If you're familiar with the school right now, the secured entrance is separated from the administration, so when people are buzzed in, there's a large gap until they get into the administration for check-in. So the way that you generally deal with that is pull the administration to the front of the school, so they are the control point at the secured entrance. We can accomplish that by doing that. In doing so, we would be doing demolition of an existing area so that it's currently elevated. We bring it now down to grade. And then they would be able to have more visual contact to the site. The area to the right is a classroom addition. We're proposing right now 6 rooms to be assigned. And then out front, the cafeteria expansion and toilet expansion is kind of reaction to the classroom addition. What that does is it allows the school to have free lunch services versus added services, right? Children aren't eating really early and really late, so it brings that still same balance to the school. And then we have to go to modifications as needed. But that's basically a quick summary of where Liberty Bell is at. I think, as everybody mentioned, we're still in this kind of process. Things are going to push and pull and certainly change. But we just wanted to bring everybody up to speed of all the progress that's going on so far.
Thank you both. So as you know, as has been shared, this is an ongoing process and very much, a regular updates, and you will start to see iterations and you will start to see things change and you'll start to see more details now over the coming weeks and months. But we just wanted to begin to kind of give the board regular updates. Here's where we are and here are the new things. And then we'll continue to do that. We are looking to create a building committee that will work with us. So we'll be looking for representation from board members, staff, community members, parents, students to kind of sit down on a more detailed level and work through this, and we'll share further information out about that as we move forward. But really it's as you heard earlier, that the timeline is ongoing, so the design work is continuing. So any questions? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for that presentation. Moving on to number 5, there's nothing under curriculum. Moving on to number 6, CLIU 21 Notice of Adoption of Policies. Can I have a motion to approve the annual CLIU 21 Notice of Adoption of Approved LEA Policies, Procedures, and Use of Funds Agreement?
Second.
Any questions? This is a regular annual agreement. All those in favor? Opposed? And abstentions? Moving on to technology. a motion to approve the CLIU Technology Pool Legal Services Consultation Agreement for the 2021-22 school year. Again, this is another annual agreement. Can I have a motion, please?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And abstentions? Moving on to business and finance, 8A. Motion to approve the bills list dated April 26th. Can I have a motion?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And abstentions? 8B, a motion to approve the treasurer's report and investment report for the month of March 2021. Can I have a motion?
Second.
All those in favor, oh, sorry, any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And abstentions? 8C, motion to approve the appointment of France Anderson Basile and Company to perform the audit of the Southern Lehigh School District Office for the 2020-2021 fiscal year pursuant to the attached engagement letter. Can I have a motion, please?
Second.
Any questions about that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And abstentions? Moving on to 8D, a motion to approve the 2021-22 proposed final budget with a 0.493 mils tax increase and direct the administration to make it available for public inspection and provide public notice of the intent to adopt the final budget in accordance with applicable law. Can I have a motion, please?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay. Moving on, number 9, support services. There's nothing. Under 10, human resources. 10A, motion to approve the CLIU EAP consortium agreement. Can I have a motion, please?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And abstentions? 10B, Act 93, Administrative Employee Retirement. Can I have a motion, please?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? We'd just like to acknowledge Ms. Limpar. Congratulations on your retirement. Thank you for your 15 years of service to the district.
I don't know where the 15 years have gone, but they're going quickly. So, thank you very much. I love working with Sam, my admin team, and most of all, my staff and students that help out. It's phenomenal. And just really fortunate to leave you with some great memories. So,
Thank you. Item 10C, settlement agreement. Motion to approve settlement agreement to employee 005593. Can I have a motion?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor? Moving on to 10D through I. Does anyone have an objection if I take all of those together? Can I have a motion for that, please?
Second.
Any questions?
The summer hiring, is that more robust than
So for the summer ELD program, is that the item you're referring to? So
Yeah.
that's our annual screening that we do over the summer for our students who are English language learners. So that is an annual
Okay.
typical. There are other appointments and other things that are over the summer that are related to increases and work for the fall. But that particular one is an annual for those screenings.
And we'll be looking at those or approving those hopefully.
Yes.
And can you just give us a wave top view of what plans we have to try to take advantage of some additional education opportunities over the summer due to some of the kind of missing of school, I guess, so to speak, or are there plans? My understanding is
Yes, there are. So we're looking at several different options over the summer, and the buildings have been working really closely with us to come up with both bringing students in over the summer to do additional support, additional classes, to catch up, to look at things that, from past years. And we do that, traditionally every year there are offerings, but obviously we're increasing those. There's additionally availability through some of our online programs to do some things. And then we're looking so that's kind of towards the early part of the summer, and then towards the latter part of the summer, we're working on kind of ramp up programs or launch programs for students to come in and get additional supports and as they move into the new material for next year. So we will be bringing all of that to you and sharing out all the specific details of that. But yes, they're being worked on very carefully right now.
You think we'll be able to staff that okay? Yeah, I mean, I'm not holding you to that, but
We think so. I mean, we've asked for staff to express interest, and we're getting interest. And so it's looking, at this stage, it's looking like we'll be able to staff it.
Thank you.
Sure.
Are there any other questions? So again, 10D through I, all those in favor? Opposed? And abstentions? Again, would like to acknowledge the retirements of dedicated staff for their service to the Southern Lehigh School District. Moving on to 11, other business. Nothing under communications. The L-Tri-C trustee at large. There are ballots here for everybody to fill out and have them, if you can, return them to Ms. Kohler today. If not, in the next week or so. Yep. Oh, okay. They have to be in by the, okay. We have another meeting on the 10th. You can turn it in then if you'd like. And then 12B, the election of the CLIU board members. The ballots for that are also at our seats, and those are also due, we could, by at least the next meeting. And on to new business. Anyone with new business? For information only, there's a graduate study. And the board reports, as always, a lot of information in all of the board reports. Anybody have any questions, comments about the board reports? No, and there is no visitor comments. We do not have a need for executive session again, so we can adjourn. Can I have a motion, please? Okay, good night.